When you're ready to edit your home page, go ahead and hover over this admin toolbar at the top of your screen and click on WP Catapult Page Builder. After giving it a few moments to load, you'll notice that when you move your mouse around, different components are highlighted. Each one of these things that are highlighted can be clicked on and edited. So the first thing we're going to look at is how to change out this background graphic. What you do is hover over the row that it's in, and you'll see this row show up with a little wrench icon. Go ahead and click on that. It'll open up the row settings window. Okay, now some of this stuff we're going to all have preset for you, like the color and everything else. However, the main thing you're going to want to play around with are the backgrounds. Now by default it's going to be set for a background photo. This is very easy to change. Just go ahead and click replace. And it's going to ask you if you want to upload files or if you want to choose something that's already in your media library. Now you're going to see a bunch of the placeholders images we have loaded onto the site. These won't be on your site when we deliver it to you. However, this allows you to reuse images on the site as often as you want. So should you load up a new graphic that you'd like to use on the home page, and then maybe you want to swap it out, maybe for the Christmas season you want to have a little more festive one, and then when Christmas is done you want to swap it back, you don't have to re-upload it. You can just click on the media library tab, find your previous image, click on it, and click the blue select photo in the lower right hand corner. So when you're ready to upload some files, you can either drag and drop them into this area or click the select files, browse to where you have the images stored, and you can select multiple ones if you want, or just the individual image. So I would like this food dinner lemon on rice. That looks delicious, and we're going to go ahead and click on it and click open. Now you will notice it automatically changes to the media library tab and you can see it upload. When it's done uploading, go to the lower right hand corner and click select photo. And we can move this to the side and you can kind of see how it's going to look. Now, because this is a large background graphic, you probably want full size. If not, you want the large size, depending on the size of the actual image. We can choose where it's positioned. So right now it's center and aligning with the top. We can select center, so absolutely center the image. I can align it with the bottom of the image. That doesn't look good. To the left in the center, and I think that actually is a really good alignment. It captures the food, it's aligned with the left hand side. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. The other option is scale. Because this is a background graphic, you want to make sure you select fill. It'll stretch it so it fits the background. If you don't do that, as you can see, the image just automatically resizes and keeps its dimensions, and then it doesn't cover the entire background. So make sure that is set to fill and click save. Pretty easy, right? Now, there's a few other options that you can play around with depending on what you want to do with this area. So again, I'm going to go into the row settings. I'm going to go down to the background, and we can choose color. If you want this just to be a solid color, you can select the color from in here to any color that you want. As you can see, it changes in real time. Another option is a slideshow. Now you can do video backgrounds. Video backgrounds are kind of tricky. If you do want to do a video background, please contact us at support@thebbsagency.com and we can help you with that. The other really popular background is a slideshow. So a slideshow is essentially just like having a single image in the background, but it will gradually transition between several of them. We do recommend no more than 3 to 4 images for that. So the source, it says, is the media library. It's exactly what we want, and we're going to click on Create Gallery. Okay, I'm going to select that image we just uploaded. I really kind of like this one. Looks like a table set up at a wedding, and I'm going to select another one of our foods at random. Or you can also upload more files. Now if you notice, there's several selected and they each have a checkbox. That is exactly what it should do, and I'm going to click Add to Gallery. Now there's one more step. As you can see, it came over to the Edit Gallery page. I can change the order that they appear by just dragging these around. When you're done and you have the order set, go ahead and click on Update Gallery. Okay, as you can see it there, just loaded in. Now, you can choose how long you want them to show up. You can choose the transition, and you guys can play around with these. By far the one we recommend the most is the fade. Okay, and you can just outright randomize them, and you can set how quickly it transitions. Now, one thing to bear in mind, if you notice when it goes over this middle graphic, because it's got white in it, it's hard to read your text. Okay, so if you have white text, you want to choose darker colored images. If you have a dark colored text, you want to have lighter colored images in the background so you have that contrast and it stays readable. Okay, that's how, and then when you're done, just click Save. Now, some of the other options are parallax. Parallax is very similar to having a single background graphic, but it has some movement to it. And I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. So when you select parallax, go to Photo, select your photo. Again, you can upload or select one from the media library. We're going to pick this food dinner lemon rice image again. Now, if you notice, I don't have those alignment issues. So when you're choosing parallax, the size and the dimensions of the image are very important because we cannot adjust that. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now, in order to show you the parallax functionality, notice how it aligned a little differently. I have to click Done and publish it so you can see. Now that it's published, now if you notice, if I scroll, the image kind of stays in the background, and the rest of the body content kind of scrolls up over the top of it at a different rate. It adds a little bit of movement. It looks good in certain scenarios. Again, you can play around with this. You can change it between parallax and slideshow and image or background color at will. I'm going to go back into the page builder. We're going to set it back to a solid image. One thing to also bear in mind, the more images you have on a website, the more things going on, it does all affect your page load time. So if you want your site to load as fast as possible, which we highly encourage, go with a solid image or a solid background color versus the slideshows. Again, if you notice that your website's fast anyway, then you can play around with some of those other options. So we're going to go back into Row. I'm going to show you one last background option. Change it from parallax to a gradient. Gradient is like the colors, but it'll fade from one color into the next. So I'm going to choose a primary color of dark blue, and I'm going to choose a secondary color of lighter blue. And we want to go, we can either go top to bottom, left to right, corner to, or a bunch of corner to corners. We're going to go bottom right to top left and save. And there you can see how it looks. Lighter over here and it fades into that other color. Again, anything, if you guys want colors or not, let us know. We'll adjust the colors to match your existing branding. We do recommend sticking with the picture back there. The picture is worth 1,000 words, and that has never been more true than it is with the internet today. However, if you want these options are built directly into our website. I'm going to go back to the solid image in the background because I think that looks the best, and I know it's going to load very quickly. So as you can see, it saved our previous settings, and we're going to go ahead and click Save. Okay. Now, some of the other things that you can do on the top row. This is the short sentence that describes your restaurant and food. We will have replaced this with either your slogan or the short description that you provided. And if you sent us a description, we might massage it a little bit to make it fit and stand out a little bit more. If you want to change it, just hover over it, left click over it. And as you can see, we have our text here. So I'm going to replace this with just simply the best restaurant in town. Now if you notice, it's really tiny. What the heck? Well, there's a built-in visual editor we can use here to change that text. So I'm going to highlight that, and I want that to be very large. Or set it to a heading 1. I'm going to click the toolbar toggle. which gives me some more options, one of which is the ability to set the font size even bigger. I'm going to put it up to a 48. A little bit bigger, I like that. And then I can also change the text color. Okay, so you can change this as often or as little bit as you want. Oh, if you notice it's not centered, there's an option to center it right there. I can align it to the right, I can align it to the left, or center. Okay, I'm going to click cancel because I like the way it looks originally. The next section down is an optional section. Some of you will have this, some of you will not. The default option is a testimonial. If you do not have testimonials, the section can be completely removed. If you've gone with the as seen on or as read about or as reported on option, where if you've been featured in media outlets, we can put media links to those media outlets that have featured you. That'll be featured in a different video. However, if you have testimonials, just hover over it, click on it, and you can just replace the existing quote with a quote from your actual customers, or possibly a quote from your business owner. So, we are dedicated to providing the best tasting food anywhere. Oops, if I could spell right. Anywhere. And then put your own name in. And click the blue save when done. And you can see the testimonial show up. Now this is kind of a short testimonial just for the purposes of this demo. We do recommend, if you go this route, to use a longer one. Continuing on down. Next thing you can set is your store or restaurant hours. Hover over the hours. And you can see we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Sunday already set up. Just click on Edit Timing. Day of the week, all this is automatically set. And are you open or closed that day? If you are closed, as we were on this Monday, the status text of closed will automatically appear. If you're open, toggle open and set your start and end time. So let's say I'm now going to be open Monday only until noon. So we're going to set this to 5:30 a.m. to 12 noon and hit save. You'll see it's thinking, and now it's updated on the website itself. When you are done, click the blue save option. Okay. Underneath here is your restaurant name, your address, your phone number, as well as a link to the directions page. If any of your stuff does change here, you can, like say you get a new phone number, you can just type it in directly here or contact us at support@thebbsagency.com and we can quickly update that for you. Now, if you notice over here under latest news and daily specials, there's a message. Sorry, we couldn't find any posts. Please try a different search. This is because your site is new. You have not written any blog posts, like exchanging what your daily special is, talking about some events going on at your place of business, or things along those lines. As soon as you start writing and publishing those, this area will automatically populate. Continuing down. The menu. This is probably the most important section of your website. And thankfully, we've made this area very mobile responsive, so it's going to look good on mobile devices and very easy to update. So if you notice, we have several different menu sections. A menu section would be appetizers or entrees or desserts. If you don't have menu sections, you can just have one really big menu as well. So as I hover over it, you notice I can click on the wrench icon again to edit it. It's going to come up into our Power Pack Restaurant and Services menu settings. Now, if I don't want this menu section heading, I can just highlight it and delete it. See, it disappeared. Or I can type in what I want it to say. So I want this to be appetizers. Okay. The next section you really need to worry about is just the menu items. Click on menu items. We have 4 pre-populated ones. So for the pre-populated ones, just click edit items. It'll take us to that item. Now, if you are uploading photos of your menu items, leave the default set to yes. You're going to click replace, and you are going to upload one of those images of your existing food. If it's been uploaded before, you can just select it from the media library. So I'm going to select these tasty looking mozzarella sticks and click select photo. Now, one thing to bear in mind, we want your website to work fast, and so there's some things that you need to do to help your website to learn fast, and this is the most important one when you're working on the menu. If you notice, the photo defaults to the full size. This is 1600 pixels wide by 1200 pixels across. That image is really big, and if you notice, it only shows up here really small. If you leave this set at full size, when it loads, like on your smartphone, it's going to load the full image, and your browser is going to resize it down. That adds to file size, which makes your website load slowly. Thankfully, we have a tool built in to make this easy. Just click the drop down and change it to thumbnail. That'll make sure it is 125 pixels by 125 pixel square image that's small and is going to load quickly. Now we need to put in the title, which is our menu item. So I'm going to put the title in. These are mozzarella sticks. We recommend having a really short write-up like you see on most menus inside of restaurants for the item description. And then finally we're going to put in the price, and our mozzarella sticks are $6.99. Click save when you are done. It'll think, and there it appears. I'm going to go and do 4 of these really quick. Okay, pause it there momentarily while I quickly added a whole bunch of more images. Now I quickly added 4 of those images, and if you notice, they don't all match the same dimensions. I did that mistake on purpose. So let's go back and look at the chicken wings. What did I forget? Oh, it's still set to full size. What it's trying to do is load that image up in the exact same dimensions as the one you uploaded to the website. That's why it looks like a rectangle, because that was the original graphic. Click the drop down, change it to the square thumbnail. It'll make sure the image is square, it matches all the other ones, and it loads up quickly. So I'm going to do the same with the onion rings and then the deep fried pickles. Okay, let's save it and see how it looks. Alright, see, that looks really amazing. It's going to look great on a smartphone as well. Now, then you just repeat and go on to the next section. But what if you have more than 4 items? You go into your menu items and just click add items. So I'm going to show you how to add, in this example, loaded nachos. We're going to put loaded nachos in. If you notice, when you're adding a new one, the item photo is by default set to no. We're going to change that to yes. I'm going to select my photo. Again, you can upload them or select from the media library. And click select photo. I am remembering to set the thumbnail. I'm going to put in my description. And in this case, we're going to say it's charged $9.99 and click save. Take just a moment while it's thinking. And there it is added to the website. Now, if you don't have images for all of your menu items, that's okay. We can always add them later. Okay. One thing I do not recommend is having a mix of some have the graphic and some don't. I'll show you what happens. So let's say, for example, we have images for mozzarella sticks, but we don't for chicken wings, and we don't for the deep fried pickles, and we don't for the onion rings. And so the ones with images kind of look a little bit out of place. Now, without the images, they still look really great. As a matter of fact, many people will choose to just have the name of the product along with the description and the price. And that's totally fine. That decision is totally up to you. If you are going to add images of your products, of your menu items, we do recommend get pictures of as many of them as possible ahead of time. And if you are going to organize them, have the ones with the pictures first and the ones without pictures afterwards. Now, how do you accomplish that, you might ask? Go in, click on the menu section, go to menu items, and if you see this looks like a little 4 arrows pointing in each direction, that means you can hold down your left mouse button and you can drag and set the order of the products themselves. So I'm going to move the mozzarella sticks and the loaded nachos to my first 2 items because they have the pictures and the other ones don't. I'm going to go ahead and click save. And stylistically, that looks a lot better than just having a mismatch of some with pictures and some without. All right, now, what happens if you want to add another menu section? Maybe your business is expanding, or maybe you just added, say, for example, a pizza line to your restaurant, and you need to add that section into your menu. Up here in the top toolbar, you will see an option for Add Content. Go ahead and click on it. Go to Saved Modules. And there you will see 2 different menu sections. Now we have these already laid out for you. We have a normal menu section which looks just like this. It says menu section with 4 pre-populated ones. Or we also have one where it's preset with no images. Pick whichever one you want. Hold down your left mouse button and drag it into the menu section where you want it. So as you can see, I can insert it between existing sections, or I can drag it all the way to the bottom. Take a moment for it to load. And then it will open up and you can immediately start changing the name of the menu section, editing and adding your menu items. One of the other options we have built into your site is the ability to move these around. So we're going to use the appetizers as an example. Again, look for the icon that looks like an arrow pointing in each of the 4 directions. Hold down your left mouse button and you can drag it so everything is in the order that you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and drag this back to the top. Now, when you are done with your changes on the home page, click this blue Done in the upper right-hand corner. Click Publish Changes. It'll save it and it will reload your home page. And here you can see our updated home page. We have our updated background graphic. We have our updated testimonial, our updated hours, and our updated menu with the section that we got done. Now, you can go back in and edit this as often or as little as you want. Just click on the WP Catapult page builder when you are on the home page. And then you can go in and just pick the section that you want to continue working on. If you do have any questions or concerns, please contact us at support@thebbsagency.com. Thank you.